We are today pleased to announce the immediate suspension of the relocation clause, otherwise referred to as the quit notice from the Kaduna Declaration.
The chairman of the Northern Governors Forum, Governor Kashim Shettima, and other leaders commended the groups for treating the path of peace.
How we manage those emotions separates us as reasonable, as matured, as tolerant people.
But not only the Igbos, north and the south and southeast, but it's north and south and north and southwest. We should make, as a population of Nigeria with 170 million, it's a great country. We should work together to move this country forward.
We are Nigerians. I said it on many occasions that we are Nigerians. We subscribe to the unity and peaceful coexistence of this country.
The suspension of the quit notice order was reached after a series of meetings and consultations facilitated by the Northern Governors Forum and other leaders in the region. In Abuja, Abdullahi Garba Kudu, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari has formally ratified 9 international agreements between Nigeria and other entities. This is in furtherance of his administration's renewed onslaught against corruption, insecurity, and economic sabotage. Students correspondent Adamu Sambo again has a report.
At a colorful ceremony attended by relevant members of the diplomatic community, President Muhammadu Buhari executed the instruments of ratification of the agreements on behalf of Nigeria pursuant to the powers conferred on him by Section 5, subsection 1A and B of the Constitution, as well as Article 7 of the 1969 Vienna Convention on Laws of Treaties. The agreements include those of mutual legal assistance in criminal, civil, and commercial matters, transfer of sentenced persons, as well as extradition treaty. Others are charter for the Lake Chad Basin between Nigeria, Cameroon, Central African Republic, Libya, Niger, and Chad. African Tax Administration Forum Agreement on mutual assistance in tax matters, as well as World Intellectual Property Organization performances on phonograms and audiovisual treaties were also ratified. So also the Marrakesh Treaty to facilitate access to published works for persons who are blind, visually impaired, or otherwise. President Muhammadu Buhari described the event as an important milestone in demonstration of Nigeria's sovereign capacity to fulfill her international obligations for the benefit of the nation's economy, security, and the fight against corruption.
It is my hope that these instruments, which are signed today, will reinvigorate the anti-corruption move and check the illicit flow of funds out of our country to other jurisdictions, improve national security, food security, boost our economic and tax regimes, and improve the overall well-being of our creative community.
Nigeria, President Buhari said, is now in a position to utilize these agreements, also replicated in the United Arab Emirates, to foster cooperation between their respective authorities for the purpose of prosecuting the nation's anti-corruption campaign.
All agencies of government with roles to play under the respective treaties now ratified are hereby directed to ensure that they play their anticipated roles in an effective and responsible manner in order to ensure that we reap the full benefit of these agreements.
Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami gave details on some of the agreements signed by the President, which he described as in the best interests of Nigeria.
This agreement of mutual legal assistance in criminal matters between Nigeria and United Arab Emirates will constitute a core component of our anti-corruption strategy, given the prominence of the United Arab Emirates as an investment destination for many Nigerians, some of whom have unfortunately seen that country as a haven to invest wealth illicitly acquired from Nigeria. The decision to engage in the World Intellectual Property Organization performances on audiovisuals and phonograms treaty is intended to protect the works of creative industry, including Nollywood, which has expanding component of our gross domestic product.
It will be recalled that the Federal Executive Council has already approved all the agreements now ratified by the President, but their full implementation was, however, delayed as a result of the need by both sides to conclude their respective ratification processes. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
In the meantime, the federal government's drive to consolidate Nigeria's content, the nation's oil and gas industry, and accelerate the economic recovery of growth plan progresses as qualified Nigerians with requisite skills to execute projects can now benefit from a $2 million intervention fund. Minister of State Petroleum Resources, Dr. Ibe Kachiku, launched the initiative, supervised by the Nigerian Content Development Monitoring Board and the Bank of Industry. It's over to Nigeria correspondent now, Hawa Salihu Adama, for details.
Statistics indicate that about 2 million job opportunities and $380 billion in capital flight were lost by Nigeria in the oil and gas industry due to the inability of local players to actively participate in country in 50 years. It is now 7 years that the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board came on board. With a mandate to develop local capacity, about 5 of the $20 billion annual industry spend is now retained in country, representing 26%. However, funding challenge remains a major clog in the goal of a 70% in-country value retention, a challenge which the launch of the $200 million intervention fund at a single-digit interest rate is expected to address. For the Minister of State Petroleum Resources and major players, it is a demonstration of transformational leadership as all qualified Nigerian contractors in the oil and gas sector can access the loans.
It's not just enough to do the policies, you need to back it up with funds. So for me, very critical to the success of growing local skills, growing local companies, ensuring that we meet some of the targets that we're setting for ourselves in terms of local participation.
And our PETA members have been, you make profits, the bank takes them as interest and everything. Really going to impact in the oil and gas activity.
Matters concerning the development of the oil-producing state. This is one of it, and which will go a long way in making peace.
We also wanted the funds to accumulate, and we also wanted to set out a very transparent process in the spirit of this present administration to ensure that there is a proper utilization of the fund, there is a clear line of sight, and there's honesty in how it is implemented.
Nigerian Content Development Act came into being in 2010 solely to boost the participation of indigenous players through value addition across the chain. In Abuja, I'm Hawa Salihu Adama, NTA News.
The Federal Road Safety Commission has been commended for its tremendous achievements in reducing road crashes, but could do more because Nigeria has the potential to improve road safety. United Nations Secretary General's envoy, who was guest at the 7th FRC Annual Lecture Series in Road Safety Awareness, gave the commendation in Abuja. Emmanuel Ayimiro completes the story.
The Global Status Report on Road Safety predicted that about 1.9 million people might die from road crashes annually by 2020 if no action is taken, while 90% of road crashes and injuries occur in low-income countries like Nigeria. Nigeria is already implementing the UN Decade of Action for Road Safety 2011 to 2020, which sets the goals for road safety management, which the theme of the FRSC annual lecture wants to achieve.
We need safer roads and infrastructure, safer vehicles, safer user behavior, better legislation.
Minister of State, Power, Works and Housing, Suleiman Hassan, delivered the message of the Vice President, Yemi Osinbajo.
It is gratifying to know that Nigeria, as an active member of the United Nations, has been unrelenting in its commitment to fighting the scourge of road traffic crashes in the country and the West African sub-region through involvement of various measures.
Other speakers include His Imperial Majesty, the Ooni of Ife, who was the chairman at the occasion, charged youth in particular to support FRSC initiatives by complying with road safety measures.
I want to appeal and also thank the United Nations. We still need their input.
I strongly believe sustaining the safe system approach we see Nigeria being in the top 20 safest roads in the world by 2020.
Road safety is said to be the responsibility of everyone, and no one must be left out to enhance safety. Emmanuel Ayemiro, NTA News.
In a bid to sustain the gains of the presidential amnesty program, the Senior Special Advisor to the President in Niger Delta Affairs, Brigadier General Paul Boro, is seeking a strategic partnership with the Nigerian Television Authority. Senior Special Advisor to the President and his team paid their courtesy call on the Director General of the NTA, Omotola Mojola, has a report.
In implementing the disarmament, demobilization and reintegration program of ex-militants in the Niger Delta region of the country, the Presidential Amnesty Program has carried out many programs aimed at reforming former agitators through capacity building. His visit to the Nigerian Television Authority is part of the desire to sustain the agency's achievements through strategic collaboration. Director General NTA, represented by Executive Director News Malam Muhammad Labo, notes that the NTA has been supportive of the Presidential Amnesty Program and appreciates it.
A lot of the young people that have particularly been trained in various educational institutions around the world, we would not have known the capacity and the capability of those young men, but for the Amnesty Program. They would have wasted in the creeks.
Brigadier General Boro, retired, reveals that many of the ex-agitators are impressed with the government of the day, so much that many more wish to disarm.
Of late, the youth in the Niger Delta region have expressed their pleasure, their willingness to disarm and be engaged through the Amnesty Program.
In Abuja, Omotola Mojola, NTA News.
Well, just a reminder that you can watch this news live online via the NTA mobile app, which you can download on your Android devices at the Google Play Store or the Apple Store if you use devices with iOS. Now, the Court of Appeal dislodges Senator Sekibo, supplants Uchendu for Rivers West Central District. This and more when we return after the break.
The struggle for independence had been a long and tough one. Our founding fathers and compatriots sacrificed their comfort and even shed their blood. We cannot at this point in history afford to spirit away their sacrifices for immediate but temporary gains of today. Let us emphasize what unites and not what divides us. Working for the unity of purpose with a stronger vision for a better tomorrow. NTA, growing with the nation.
Together, no matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together. Let's stop fighting each other. Let us live as one. It doesn't matter where you come from, your tribe or religion, man, woman or child. It doesn't matter who you are. Put Nigeria first. No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together. How can we develop when we're always in crisis? Families have become refugees in their country. No matter our differences, show some understanding. No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together.
Nigeria, the only country we can train with remarkable potentials to excel. Let us believe in ourselves and change our attitude for the sake of our country and generations unborn. Let us revive our cultural values, which are our essence as a nation. Let us renew the spirit of patriotism and hope in our dear country. Do not take or give bribe. Be punctual always. No more African time. We can't expect to be global citizens and operate on African time. Join the queue. Insist that people are attended to on a first-come basis, no matter who they are or where they come from.
Nigeria, good people, great nation.
You're still watching the Panorama on the network service. The National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, has been challenged to ensure that airing broadcast stations that promote hate speech and fake news are sanctioned. Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed handed down the warning his address at the annual National Broadcasting Commission lecture and 25th anniversary of the commission in Abuja. Anthony Forson has a report.
The gathering was a full representation of those who matter in the nation's broadcasting space. All of them gathered for the annual NBC lecture series, as well as felicitate with the commission at 25. However, for the commission, its recorded successes is under threat. The threat of it losing grip of the space it is expected to regulate.
Hate speech, disinformation, fake news, fanning of the embers of disunity, and undermining the peace and security of the nation in the name of politics must stop. As the NBC celebrates what is a milestone, a quarter of a century in its existence, I urge the Commission to redouble its efforts in discharging its mandate. The NBC must ensure a strict adherence to the broadcasting code, and airline stations must be sanctioned accordingly to serve as a deterrent.
The minister was equally quick to make the point that the President Muhammadu Buhari-led administration cannot be put in bad light, saying the hate speech and fake news phenomenon is targeted at the federal government.
Your Eminence, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, no amount of hatred being orchestrated by the naysayers will prevent honest and patriotic Nigerians from seeing the strides being made by this administration at a difficult time in the history of our nation. What is required is the support of all Nigerians to enable their country to assume its rightful place in the Committee of Nations and make life more bearable for our citizens.
Lending his voice to the charge by the Information and Culture Minister, His Eminence, the Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammad Saad Abubakar III, said NBC must act and act fast to serve as deterrent to others.
We have laws in our various law statutes, but what we require or what we lack sort of implementing those laws, and therefore we lend our very strong support, 100%, to the federal government, especially on the speech of the acting president then, who is the vice president, to criminalize and refer hate speech as terrorism. But I think it's very, very apt.
President Muhammadu Buhari has consistently asserted that Nigeria is going to leverage on the new digital revolution to create a national digital economy targeted at creating opportunities and accesses for our country's very creative young people.
With the theme of the lecture on cosmopolitanism, Nigeria ethnic politics, and the communication hate, discussions will again be targeting at finding a lasting solution to the trend. In Abuja, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
Now, the Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja Thursday has dismissed the appeal of Senator George Sekibo challenging the decision of the Rivers Election Petition Tribunal that obtained his elections as senator representing Rivers East for lack of merit. The court observes the decision of the Rivers State National and State Assembly's Election Tribunal that sat in Abuja. Dele Atumbi has a report.
In the case of Senator Sekibo of the PDP and Andrew Isendu of the APC, the tribunal that has Justice Gaudi Aniniho in June 2017 ordered the removal of Sekibo as a senator representing Rivers East Senatorial District. The tribunal ordered the immediate replacement of Sekibo with Andrew Isendu of the APC as the winner of the election. This decision of the tribunal is what Senator Sekibo brought before the appellate court. In his judgment, Justice Adamu Jauru dismissed the appeal for lack of merit, pointing out that the lower court was correct in its decision by returning Andrew Isendu of the APC as the duly elected senator for Rivers East. In another judgment by the appellate court, Justice Adewale Abiru upheld the election of Senator Magnus Habi of the APC by dismissing the appeal of Johnson Nwogu of the PDP. Justice Abiru maintained that the issues raised by Nwogu in his petition challenging the electoral victory of Magnus Habi were criminal in nature and were not proved beyond reasonable doubt. In the third appeal on Rivers West senatorial election, Justice Mohammed Mustafa dismissed the appeal brought by Otelemeba Makri of the APC against Senator Osinat Shuko Idelzu of the PDP. With this judgment, the All Progressive Congress now has two senators while the People's Democratic Party has won from Rivers State. In Abuja, Dele Atumbi, NTA News.
Well, up next is Sports Update with Tamara Ebiwe.
Minister of Youth and Sports Development Solomon Dalung has charged the Nigerian Taekwondo Federation to restore the nation's past glory in the sport, both at continental and global levels. Dalung, who gave the charge while inaugurating the board of the federation, led by Margaret Binga in Abuja midweek, advised the board to put their differences aside and work as a team to achieve the targets.
We shall not hold election again with guidelines in future. We are going to hold elections based on the constitution of the federation.
We're looking at creating more championship for these athletes to be engaged in so that it won't make them redundant.
Nigeria's The Tigress claimed her 5th straight win Wednesday night by beating defending champion Senegal 58 to 54 points in a final group game to maintain her 100% win at the ongoing Women's Afrobasket in Mali. Nigeria will play Cote d'Ivoire in the quarterfinals on Friday in a quest to claim the country's 3rd Afrobasket title. Inspector General of Police Ibrahim Idris has reaffirmed the commitment of the force to the development of sports in Nigeria, including producing athletes capable of winning laurels for the country at international competitions. The police IG gave the reaffirmation Thursday in Abuja while receiving Nigeria police team, which won 5 gold, 4 silver and 3 bronze medals in their maiden participation at the just concluded 2017 World Police and Fire Games in Los Angeles, United States. With Sports Update, Tamara Ebiwe, NTA News.
Well, that's Panorama. We do sincerely apologize for the initial hiccups we had at the beginning of this bulletin. And thanks for watching.